A teenager is facing felony charges after a high-speed chase through Webb City late Saturday night. And students at Fredonia Junior Middle School braved the cool temperatures and raised funds for the Special Olympics Kansas. Plus, Pittsburgh residents got a first look at the city's new CHIP homes to expand affordable housing in the community.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
This is KOAM News on Fox 14. I'm Blake Gully. Just before 10 p.m. last night, officers spotted a pickup truck driving erratically and believed to be a possible DWI. Police say the 16-year-old driver took off, hitting speeds over 100 miles an hour and weaving through traffic. Troopers with Missouri State Highway Patrol and Jasper County deputies joined in before the truck finally stopped. He was arrested, ticketed for multiple offenses and released to his parents. Officers say they'll submit felony fleeing charges for the juvenile under Missouri's new Valentine's law, which makes running from a traffic stop a felony, regardless of the driver's age. And now let's get a quick look at weather with meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney.
Finally seeing another round of rain chances as we head into the start of the week. Now we've got a line of showers. Lightning is turned on, but it doesn't look like there's any lightning going on, so no thunderstorms, but we could get those starting to pop up closer to midnight and past in our area. So we're going to see rain showers all night long and through Monday as well, though right now looking pretty clear. You can see by midnight we spike above 60% chance of rain, 2 a.m. almost 100% chance of rain, so that's when that line is moving through. We do have a lull there in the morning, mostly just some light showers, and then we pop back up to 40 to 60% chance of rain there again in the afternoon with more isolated thunderstorms. Temperatures only warming up to the upper 50s, and then you can see those rain chances start to return early afternoon. But as we continue to move through the next couple of hours, I'm going to be watching these storms just in case anything pops up. I'll have a full look at your forecast coming up.
Thanks, Lindsay. Students in Fredonia had the chance to take a plunge for the Special Olympics Kansas. KOAM's Mitch Adams brings us the chilly details.
Some schools cancel classes for half the day just for this event.
It may be cold and it may be wet, but students and staff at Fredonia Junior High School braved the conditions to support Special Olympics Kansas.
The teachers love it as the money that we raise, part of it goes back to their schools, unified programming, so that they can do more events and spread the word about what Special Olympics Kansas is doing.
Students have been raising funds for the organization, which all led up to the plunge itself.
I hear from students that it's a lot of fun being able to go out into their local businesses to fundraise to help out Special Olympics Kansas athletes. And on the day of the plunge, it's an amazing event.
Plunge may be a lot of fun, but Special Olympics Kansas hopes the kids are able to realize the support they bring to the table.
You know, once they get out of the pool and dry off and then go back to class, they can take away that, hey, it wasn't just I jumped into a cold pool of water. It's, hey, I did this so that this athlete who is also my classmate or my friend, can have a voice in their community.
Reporting in Fredonia, Kansas, Mitch Adams, KOAM News.
Organizers say the Cool School Plunge is a relatively new program, making Fredonia one of the first schools in the state to participate. The first 10 homes in Pittsburgh's City Housing Incentive Program, also known as CHIP, are taking shape. Today, the community got a chance to tour a few of the new homes. City officials say it's inspiring to see partners come together to create affordable housing, with several local builders and organizations helping to make these homes a reality. The CHIP program provides grant funding to contractors once a home is built and sold to qualified buyers, helping to build access to quality affordable houses in the community.
I think affordable housing is great. I think it's something every city needs, but Pittsburgh especially. And it's a big personal mission for all of us to be a part of that. And we really look forward to keeping it going.
CHIP aims to create lasting opportunities for families in Pittsburgh. Still ahead on KOAM at A family donates their daughter's brain to help scientists, but now they say it's gone, and so is critical research. A judge dismissed a family's lawsuit against a children's hospital in Wisconsin after it accidentally threw away a woman's brain meant for research. As Pathlina Asta reports, the woman's mother is not letting it go.
Now all that research from Ashton's brain is all gone, and we're just going to have to learn the hard way instead of making life better for other children.
Ashton Fellins was diagnosed with Canavan disease as a baby. At just 3 years old, she received a revolutionary gene therapy treatment.
Those genes were still working in her body all her life, and that helped her have better quality.
Canavan is a rare disease. Most don't live past the age of 10. Ashton passed away at 24. Her mom, Arlo, says the scientific knowledge gained from her brain could have helped ongoing research to find a cure, not just for Canavans.
And that would also help Alzheimer's and Parkinson's and the other of the diseases that were related to myelin.
The Fellins were in court Monday with Children's Wisconsin to determine if they had a valid case.
It was dismissed because of what the judge said, that he placed the brain as an organ, and he said his ruling on organs is that we signed a document that stated once we turn over the organ and they remove the organ, that they can do anything they want with it.
Fellin says there needs to be accountability so no one else has to experience this with organ donation.
There's no responsibility, there's no accountability on the hospital's part. And that's got to change.
Dr. Paola Leone has been working with Canavan patients for nearly 3 decades.
The sample is irreplaceable. We will never have the information, unfortunately, and the scientific loss is immense.
She performed Ashton's gene therapy when she was a baby.
This would have been the only proof of biodistribution of a gene that was administered through gene therapy 21 years earlier.
Fellin says while the case was dismissed, she's going to continue to fight.
I didn't get any answers, and I'm still wanting my answers. And I'm not going to let them think that this is going to go away now.
Some alarming health news from the state of Washington. The state health department says an individual has died from complications of bird flu strain never before seen in humans. Officials say the patient was an older adult with underlying health conditions and was hospitalized for treatment when they died. This marks the first human case of bird flu in the U.S. in 9 months, and only the second reported death from the virus. The CDC says the risk to the general public still remains very low. Bird flu typically infects domestic birds and occasionally other animals. A new study in Science Advances says typical levels of fluoride in community drinking water does not harm cognitive ability and may actually improve it. Researchers looked at decades of test scores from nearly 27,000 Americans, finding students exposed to recommended fluoride levels scored higher than those with none, and with no cognitive decline later in life. The finding pushed back against a recent government study linking the fluoride to low IQ, a study based on extremely high exposure well above the federal limits. This year, Utah and Florida became the first states to ban fluoride in community water. It's still the leading cause of cancer deaths in the U.S. Lung cancer kills more people each year than colon, breast, and prostate cancers combined, according to the American Cancer Society. But when it's caught early, survival rates rise significantly. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither takes a closer look at the new data.
First, some good news. The number of new lung cancer cases and deaths continues to go down, in part from fewer people smoking. But the bad news, lung cancer is still the deadliest cancer in the U.S. This year alone, the disease is expected to kill close to 125,000 people, according to estimates from the American Cancer Society.
Screening for lung cancer is an effective tool to prevent cancer death.
Preeti Bandy is lead author of a new study researching how many people who should be getting lung cancer screening are actually getting it. The data estimates that in 2024, only about 1 in 5 U.S. adults eligible for lung cancer screening were screened. The researchers found that roughly 62,000 lives could have been saved over 5 years if all who were eligible got the screening.
That is a sobering finding that the lack of uptake is translating into a real missed opportunity, really, again, in terms of the lives that can be saved.
Bandy says there are several barriers that may be stopping some from getting this screening, including awareness that lung cancer screening exists, access to screenings, especially in rural parts of the country, and the lack of no-cost health insurance coverage for this care.
Talk to your doctor if you've ever smoked and you're between 50 and 80 years.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Lindsay is next with a complete look at the forecast. And later, soybean farmers are growing frustrated with China's promise that they haven't materialized on. And the new data raises even more questions, what it could mean coming up for the trade war.
Got some rain chances creeping back in tonight through Monday. Now we can go ahead and take a look at our evening planner. Temperatures dropping down to the upper 40s and low 50s across the area, so not very cold tonight. We also get some winds gusting possibly up to about 20 miles per hour. Nothing too crazy, but it could get a little bit breezy along with those rain showers. So as we head through the rest of the night, you can see, taking a look at our current radar, overcast skies, but most of those showers are holding off just outside of our area, moving through Wichita. Moving pretty slowly though, so it is going to be a slower moving system as it continues to push through overnight. So by about 11 p.m. to midnight, you can start to see that main line creeping in. We get some hit and miss showers, some moderate showers south of I-44 by about 2 a.m. in the morning, but not seeing any thunderstorm chances or very little thunderstorm chances. And then pretty light showers north of I-44. As we head into Monday morning, we get a lot of mostly cloudy skies, some light drizzle. So here we are about 7:30, 8 a.m. We have a lot of light drizzle, some sprinkles out there. Not going to be a huge disruption to your morning commute, but it could be very inconvenient out there. And then just south, Bella Vista down to Veneta, maybe even Bartlesville could get some more moderate showers. They start to push up by midday on Monday, and then we're just going to get these hit and miss showers pretty much all day long until the evening. Finally, that cold front moves through, and then it all gets wiped out towards the east, and then we start to see some cooler temperatures. Now, taking a look at downtown Joplin from the Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex. Obviously no rain just yet, but we are seeing those cloudy skies. As we head through Monday morning, temperatures slowly warm up into the mid to upper 50s for our high on Monday. We start out pretty cloudy like I showed earlier, but we are going to have maybe some light sprinkles, some drizzle, and then all of that continues to move out of the area by early Tuesday morning. So by Tuesday afternoon, our temperatures are reaching the 60s, low 60s, upper 50s, so rather warm day on Tuesday, but we have those northerly winds, so heading into Wednesday morning, the low temperatures really start to be affected. So we're in the low 30s by Wednesday morning, near freezing and hovering right around freezing. Now our high for Wednesday only getting up to the mid to upper 40s for the day, pretty cloudy, and then we start to cool back down. Heading into Thursday, we're actually going to get down into the mid to upper 20. So it's going to be a very cold start to our Thanksgiving, with the high temperature returning back into the mid to upper 40s, similar to Wednesday. We are going to have some clouds kind of intermittently throughout the day. Some cloudier skies start to push in by late Thursday into Friday. Pretty cloudy day on Friday, along with some evening showers, and then showers linger all the way through the weekend and into the start of next week. Now taking a look even at Tuesday, we've got some overnight lows in the 20s, and so that could be giving us a little bit of a wintry mix. That's still plenty of time away and could easily change. As we know, weather in the 4 states always changes, but it's something you might want to watch out for.
So it looks like the cool temperatures are here to stay.
It looks like it.
Thank you, Lindsay.
You're welcome.
Coming up, ICE agents detained the wrong person outside the Superior Court, and now the state's Chief Justice is speaking out. Right now, the Supreme Court is weighing President Trump's use of the emergency powers to implement his tariffs. But in the meantime, soybean farmers are among those feeling the impact of the trade war. Maribel Gonzalez has the latest on the soybean struggles.
U.S. soybean farmers are stuck in uncertainty. Tariffs have put a strain on their exports and costs. And while they're waiting to see if China follows through on its commitment to purchase this year's soybeans, they're also having to make decisions now to plan for next year's harvest. John Bartman is a fifth-generation soybean farmer in Illinois. His crops contribute to the U.S.'s largest agricultural export, which last year valued at more than $24 billion, according to USDA data. China bought 53% of those exports, but this past September imported zero.
It's what we do in this country. We export food, and we can't do that right now.
In May, China placed an effective embargo on U.S. soybeans in retaliation to Trump administration tariffs, instead buying soybeans from other countries. But in October, some hope for struggling farmers like Bartman when the U.S. met with China.
The United States was able to get the Chinese to back down from a prohibition of rare earth metals exports to the U.S. And in exchange, the U.S. would drop half of that fentanyl tariff. Also, China would buy 25 million metric tons of soybeans every year, beginning this year.
However, new data from the Agriculture Department shows China has made only 2 purchases of soybeans, totaling 232,000 metric tons of soybeans since the summit. The Soybean Association said although that number has gone up, it's still well below the 12 million metric tons China promised to buy by year's end.
We have cautious optimism that it'll take place, but in reality, actions ultimately are the deciding factor here.
The Trump administration has proposed a massive bailout of at least $10 billion for American farmers hurt by the trade war, but that is still pending. Reporting in Los Angeles, I'm Maribel Gonzalez.
Inflation is eating up more of Americans' paychecks. That's according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics data released Friday. Inflation-adjusted hourly earnings for U.S. workers were flatlined for the second straight month in September. The year-over-year gain held at 0.8%, matching the slowest pace since mid-2024. So-called real pay was even weaker for blue-collar and service industry workers. For the production and non-supervisory employees, real average hourly earnings fell 0.1% from August. The National Association of Realtors says sales of existing homes rose 1.2% in October, the highest level since February. It's a sign that the lower mortgage rates have been drawing buyers back in. Rates have been falling in the recent months as the market anticipated Federal Reserve rates cuts in September and October, but they've started to creep up again in uncertainty over what the Fed may do in December. The average 30-year fixed rate now sits at 6.26%. Verizon employees are bracing for a huge round of layoffs. The company says it's cutting 13,000 positions as part of the new CEO's transformation plan. Dan Schulman took the helm at the wireless and internet company last month. He says the layoffs will extend across all businesses and will allow the company to focus on growing its customer base. Verizon has been facing increased competition from T-Mobile and AT&T in recent years. The company's stock has also lost a third of its value since 2020. Up next, have you ever wondered which social media apps everyone else is glued to? We finally have the receipts. A new survey is shedding light on which social media platforms Americans are spending their time on. Pew Research Center surveyed more than 5,000 adults, and the majority said they use YouTube. Facebook came in second with 71% reporting they use that platform, and half said they use Instagram. The survey also showed adults under the age of 30 are more likely to use Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, and Reddit. When it comes to gender, women are more likely to use Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Men, on the other hand, are more likely to use Reddit and X, formerly known as Twitter. 30 more minutes of news, weather, and sports coming your way. And coming up, weeks after winning her freedom, Melissa Tran has suddenly was deported, leaving her family behind in the U.S. And her attorney says cases like hers are complex and heartbreaking.
You're watching the 4 States Most Watched News.
In Providence, Rhode Island, a 16-year-old high school student and Superior Court intern were detained by ICE on Thursday. It was a case of mistaken identity, and the intern was released after a judge intervened. Ryan Manuros has more.
ICE is not welcome here.
ICE agents spotted outside the Superior Courthouse on South Main Street in Providence Thursday morning.
Back up. Hey, you back up, man.
An anti-ICE protest had already been planned for that afternoon at the courthouse, and demonstrators soon swarmed the scene.
No hate, no fear. Immigrants are welcome here.
Agents taking a person into custody, moving him from one unmarked SUV to another, before eventually letting him go.
Let him go. Let him go. Let him go.
The agents taking off minutes later.
Shame!
Shortly after, the anti-ICE protest commenced behind the courthouse. Protesters from the Deportation Defense Line, which notifies people through a chat of ICE sightings in the area, are asking the Chief Justice of the state Supreme Court to make court hearings virtual. Organizers say they want that to happen because it's not the first time they've seen ICE here. ICE is not welcome here! We're now told that person who was briefly detained by ICE is a high schooler who was an intern at the Superior Court.
The intern was coming outside the courthouse. It's not uncommon that court staff step outside for a break.
A spokesperson for the court tells ABC6 a Superior Court judge intervened, telling ICE they had the wrong person. In a statement, Supreme Court Chief Justice Paul Sattel said in part, "This egregious incident underscores both the community's and the judiciary's concerns about how ICE is conducting its operations in Rhode Island." Protesters say they're hoping to curb these type of interactions by making virtual court hearings more accessible.
We don't believe that any of our immigrant community members should have to risk being kidnapped, especially while they're simply trying to conduct their legal business.
Judge Sattel says after Thursday's incident, he believes the judiciary needs to focus on ways to enhance access to virtual hearings. We've reached out to ICE for comment on the incident and haven't heard back.
Some members of Congress are joining world leaders in criticizing President Trump's peace plan for Ukraine. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says the 28-point proposal gives Vladimir Putin just about everything he wants, calling it a plan that would lead to more aggression and bloodshed, not lasting peace. Republican Senator Mitch McConnell agrees, saying the plan appeases the Russian leader. Several world leaders also raised concerns, arguing the proposal favors Russia and needs more work. The president has given Ukraine until Thursday to accept or reject the plan, though he says this is not his final offer. Weeks after being released from ICE custody, a Maryland mother has been deported to Vietnam. The woman has not been in Vietnam since she was a child, but her attorney says her client's case has some unique challenges. Sharon Yo reports.
This is the last photo taken of Melissa Tran in the United States. Weeks after a federal judge ordered her release from Tacoma's detention center, Vietnam approved ICE's deportation request and issued Tran a passport. ICE deported her this week.
I'm just heartbroken that it ended this way.
Jenny Pascarella is with the Seattle Clemency Project. She was responsible for freeing Tran from detention by using a centuries-old legal tool that lets detainees ask a judge to review their confinement. This was Tran last month, shortly after she went home to Hagerstown, Maryland, reuniting with her kids and husband.
I'm grateful for them, and I'm thankful that, like I said, for everything that they've done to my family and myself.
But release from custody doesn't end someone's immigration case.
It didn't undo the fact that she has this really old deportation order that was based on a really old criminal conviction from when she was 18 and in Virginia.
Pascarella says it's especially complex for people from certain countries.
For all of these folks from Vietnam and Cambodia and Laos or other countries that historically haven't accepted their citizens for deportation, those deportation orders are valid and they can be executed as long as the government obtains the the passport or the travel document to be able to send them back.
The sudden swing from freedom to forced removal is now leaving a family without a wife and mother. Something Pasquarella says many in the U.S. will never understand.
In these cases of individuals who have been here their whole lives, I mean, they have everything at stake. I mean, I think most people can wrap their heads around how shocking it would be to be suddenly removed from the only country that you know and have any connection to.
Later, a family dream orchard nearly threatened by development, but their community and ancestral ties won out.
Temperatures dip down into the upper 40s as rain showers start to push in. Now we can go ahead and take a look at our evening planner tonight. Rain showers move in after about 11 p.m. and we also have some pretty breezy conditions with winds gusting up to about 20 miles per hour. Now it's going to be the strongest winds that we could see, so it's not going to be too disruptive. Now we do have these showers that are just sitting on the edge of our viewing area out towards Wichita, Ponca City, Tulsa, but not quite moved into our area yet. That doesn't happen until a little bit later tonight. Again, by about 11 p.m. you can start to see Veneta out to Bartlesville, some of those showers starting to push into the region. And then we'll get some more moderate showers from about 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. overnight. Here we are, 2 a.m. Most of the moderate showers are staying south of I-44. And then we go through a bit of a lull there in the morning. We could still see some light sprinkles, maybe a bit of a drizzle there by about 7 to 8 a.m., especially in the Joplin area. You're coming to work, dropping kids off at school. It could still be a bit drizzly out there, but it shouldn't be a huge disruption to your morning commute. Still could cause some slick roads, though, so you want to watch out for that. Now, Bella Vista, Veneta, Bartlesville getting some more moderate showers that push north by midday on Monday. Lamar area, Nevada getting some midday moderate showers, and then up near Yates Center as well. We do start to see just hit and miss showers and even some isolated thunderstorms there in the afternoon, just lingering throughout the area. Not a threat for any type of strong storms or severe weather, but then all of that finally pushes out as those winds shift and we get that cold front moving through. That's going to drop our temperatures midweek this week, but until then we've got a pretty decent night in store for us. Temperature-wise, at least. Now, downtown Joplin from the Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex, no rain just yet, but we are starting to see all those clouds in the area. So overcast skies through the morning. And again, we could see just a bit of a drizzle and some light sprinkles there from about 8 to 9, but more moderate showers start to creep in past 11 a.m. Now, temperatures only getting up to the upper 50s. By Tuesday, we're in the low 60s, upper 50s, but you can see those winds out of the north. So we are seeing those temperatures falling Tuesday night and into Wednesday. So we're going to be in the low 30s already by Wednesday morning. It's going to be a cold morning and a cold day in general because our high for the day is only going to get up to the mid 40s. So here we are, about 44 in Nevada, 46 in Chanute, Parsons, Pittsburgh, 47 in Joplin. 50 out there, Grove, Veneta, Bartlesville, so northeastern Oklahoma. And then heading into Thursday, overnight low dropping down into the 20s. So we could see those temps in the mid 20s. Now warming up very similar to Wednesday into the mid 40s through Thanksgiving. Clouds start to increase by Thanksgiving night into Black Friday, and we actually have overcast skies most of the day, but rain showers creeping in late Friday night and then continuing all through the weekend and into the following week. Temperatures fall Monday, Tuesday of next week down into the 20s overnight, and we could see maybe a wintry mix. That's still 10 days away, so a lot could change with that, but it's fun to think about. We're heading into December, so cold temperatures are really sticking around now.
That's all I heard was cold, cold, cold.
I'm ready for it. I love to break out my winter jacket.
Yeah, it's time for me to get my coats out. Thank you, Lindsay. Coming up, the Kansas City Chiefs play a must-win game at Arrowhead. A recap of Kansas City's contested matchup with the Indianapolis Colts coming up in sports.
Sitting at 5-5, the Kansas City Chiefs need a win, and they need it bad. Today they take on the AFC South leading Colts. Kansas City coming off 2 straight losses, down by multiple scores in the fourth quarter, but down at the goal line, 2nd and 1, Mahomes hands it off to Kareem Hunt, who jumps over the line for the Chiefs' first touchdown of the day. They'd go for 2 and get it to make this a 3-point game. which is perfect for the Chiefs because Harrison Butker lines up for the field goal attempt. With just 3 seconds left, he nails it, and we've got ourselves overtime. The Colts would get the ball first and punt. Patrick Mahomes marches down the field, setting up Butker for the game-winning attempt. It's good. The Chiefs take down the Colts 23-20 to get back above 500 on the season. KOAM Sports Director Ryan Blank has the recap from Arrowhead.
The Kansas City Chiefs entered Sunday's matchup against the Indianapolis Colts with a must-win mentality. With their backs against the wall late in the fourth quarter, the Chiefs erased an 11-point deficit for a comeback victory in overtime.
We don't really never feel like we're going to lose. It's a four-quarter game, full football game, and as long as you want it, you put your mind to it and stick together, we're going to have the outcome that we want. We just had to dial in and focus on the small details that, got us to the point where we were still competing in the game. And just push a little harder and stick together. It's a compliment to the players, it's a compliment to the coaches, the support from our building. Nobody has been hanging their head going, oh no, it's over. That's not been the mentality.
It was the Chiefs defense that set the tone late in this one, forcing 4 straight 3-and-outs from the Colts offense down the stretch and holding Indianapolis to a season low 255 total yards.
Look at the track record throughout the year as the running backs we played. Nobody done bust 100 yards over us. I think we have one runner who had 100 yards over us, but as in stopping the run, we were committed to stopping the run, and then we're able to get after the quarterback. I can't even explain. Those guys were, going crazy today. Our linebackers, D-line, they came out with a lot of energy. We had long drives on offense, which allowed our defense to be able to gain all their energy back and be able to come out full throttle.
Offensively, everyone was making plays when the Chiefs needed it most, including Rashee Rice, who had another big day with 141 receiving yards. But the catalyst was running back Kareem Hunt, who finished with 104 yards on the ground on 30 carries.
He's a warrior, man. He truly is. I've known that since the day I met him, and I thought it was awesome to see how he just responded over and over again. If a run got stuffed, the next run he'd get 5-6 yards, battle through tackles, break tackles, and then the offensive line took it upon themselves to get that push that we needed, and that speaks a ton to the people that we have up front, and then him and the way he's able to run the football.
After the game, Patrick Mahomes emphasized that this was exactly what the team needed, a win in a close game where everybody made plays, offensively, defensively, and on special teams.
It was do or die type thing where you had to make something happen, and guys made plays happen throughout the entire team. It wasn't one person, it was everybody. Everybody made plays in the biggest moments, and we found a way to win. To win against a really good football team and the game's not going your way, you could have folded in that situation and been the rest of the season. The guys responded, and we needed a win like this, and now let's just try to build off of it.
It's going to take every phase of the game to win, whether it's special teams, offense, defense, and we was able to pull it together today. So that's a great building point. We just got to be consistent with it.
It's a short week for the Chiefs as they head to Dallas for a Thanksgiving battle against the Cowboys. Reporting from Arrowhead Stadium for KOAM Sports, I'm Ryan Blank.
Here's a look at the playoff picture after Week 12. In the AFC, the Chiefs are still in 10th place after today's win, but remain just one game out of the wild card.
Well, it looks to be a few more weeks of a great regular season.
It'll be a race to the finish, and I'm excited to see what happens.
Great, thank you, Ben. We'll be right back. A Tennessee family is working to preserve its history in a very hands-on way after a proposed development threatened land that could tie to their ancestors. They fought back and won. Amanda Roberts shows us how this community is keeping its roots and its legacy alive.
Yeah. And the next thing is this Harvester peach. Yeah. Okay, so those are right in front of us.
We planted one tree. At this point, we have 624 to go.
Each row will hold carefully chosen pears, peaches, and cherry trees.
Our family is out here, but also our neighbors. They have come here to help us plant.
Marquinta Harvey is planting her dreams of a fruit orchard for her community.
And we want to sustain our legacy, but also what my grandfather and grandmother taught us is that we are to be good neighbors and we are to be that legacy of love.
But that legacy was threatened when developers proposed a subdivision near the Allison Chapel burial grounds.
It was an erasure of history and very disrespectful to the site.
And our legacy
that's up there is all we have, and we love to preserve it. We just love it.
Marquinta's uncle, Jasper Hatcher, remembers stories of his dad walking to Allison Chapel School, graduating with an 8th grade education.
It has some significance, and very much for our family, because we're still here.
The community support and ancestral ties to the burial grounds won out. Williamson County leaders struck down the development.
Dad he'd be leaping for joy. He does this little kick like that. So he would be overjoyed to see that, and I am too.
If these voices could speak now, what a victory. What a victory to be able to preserve their dignity and that we're still fighting for them.
Push it, buddy. Come on. Good job. Generations later, their family grows even stronger.
I love, he's probably looking down right now. He's probably looking right down on us, and very proud of us. Him and Mom also.
Rooted in history, love, and community. Reporting in Williamson County with photojournalist Bud Nelson, I'm Amanda Roberts.
Up next, some high school students are baking pumpkin pies for their community while also serving up kindness. At Central High School in Wisconsin, students are getting a taste of real-life skills in helping their community at the same time.
Inside Central High School, the warm smell of cinnamon and cloves are filling the halls. That's because students in the family and consumer science classes are spending their week making 2 pumpkin pies. One to take home and another to donate.
Well, right now we're pinching the crust to put in our pie filling. We're making pumpkin pies for the community Thanksgiving dinner.
For some of these students, baking isn't new. Aaliyah and Elena have been in the same foods classes for years, learning techniques, trying new recipes, and building confidence along the way.
I think it was easy for us because we were provided the supplies to make them, but it's pretty straightforward if you find an easy recipe and you just can put it together.
Yesterday we made the filling. This is for 3 pies. It's pumpkin filling and then a bunch of different spices. That was fun.
Their teacher, Carmen Palmy, says the lesson goes far beyond the pumpkin and the pie crust.
What we're really trying to teach them is how to be safe in the kitchen, how to, those basic skills like measuring and knives. And this week we learned to roast pumpkins, which means we've learned to roast any kind of squash, and how to clean up after themselves properly, prepare food in a safe and sanitary manner. And then those are just life skills that they get to take with them when they leave here.
This year, Central's culinary classes are donating 85 pies, each one baked, wrapped, and frozen before volunteers pick them up for Thanksgiving Day.
It's really fun to watch them grow with their confidence when they start to master these skills.
And as the pies come out of the oven, students say the secret ingredient is simple: making something together that brings the community together too.
I just know we have fun making them.
Yeah, it's really meaningful to be able to help out.
Yeah, it means a lot.
With Thanksgiving just a few days away, this is your gentle reminder to start thawing that turkey. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful night.